I mean, what is it like to be hunted for 30 days by the most lethal hunters on the planet where everyone's trying to kill you, much less trying to do it in a towel, you know, trying to do it fresh out of the shower. And then we shot that in February in Bulgaria, and it was -10 degrees. I was very, very cold that day. I was up on that wire for a long time.
Hilil, ada yang terang tapi bukan lampu. Ada yang merah tapi bukan api. Itu loh, tombol subscribe. Buruan ya, subscribe YouTube channel Cinema 21 sekarang juga.
Hi Glenn, hi Lee, hi Edgar. My name is Nandra. I represent Cinema 21, the largest cinema chain in Indonesia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
Okay, Glenn, the last time I interviewed you for was for Twisters, and I asked you how you managed to keep the hair still looking cool while on Tornado. So in this movie, I have to ask again, how do you maintain your cool while still running?
Great question. You know, we have a great team, hair and makeup team around me to just make sure you know, on this one, the best part about The Running Man is I didn't have to look. The more beat up I get, the better it works for the movie. You know, as you see, you know, you've seen the movie. It's like Ben starts, you know, with his wife and his daughter, you know, in his apartment, and it starts spanning as he's released out into the world. The entire world is hunting this guy for 30 days. Ben Richards is obviously taking some hits. You know, he's put in some pretty compromised situations where he barely makes it out alive. So that's reflected, you know, obviously the more beat up I get in real life, the better it looks on camera. So Ben Richards doesn't escape without some nicks and bruises, that's for sure.
I mean, even with the bruises, you still look good.
No, thank you.
So the towel scene in Bulgaria, it's already famous and everyone is already talking about it. How did your first reaction when you read the script and there's that scene? I mean, that's the highlight of the movie for me, at least.
Thanks, man. You know, Edgar Wright, you know, and I talked about how do you, because my favorite thing about what Edgar Wright does as a filmmaker is this movie is just so full of like big, high octane action, but it's married with really funny human moments. I mean, what is it like to be hunted for 30 days by the most lethal hunters on the planet where everyone's trying to kill you, much less trying to do it in a towel? You know, trying to do it fresh out of the shower. And then we shot that in February in Bulgaria, and it was -10 degrees. I was very, very cold that day. I was up on that wire for a long time. I was very happy to get past that towel scene, but I appreciate that you enjoyed it.
I kept thinking, like, how does the towel keep... It doesn't come off. I mean,
I had a great costumer named Lid who was made sure that thing was not going to come off, and I appreciate her for it. Yeah.
One of my favorite scene is the towel running dead. Can you tell me how the sequences are designed?
That whole sequence is very complicated because the whole point of the sequence, he's leaving his room and he's on the way to the shower and he gets caught out by the hunters arriving. He has to get outside the building and abseil back in. It was a very complicated scene on a number of levels, and the fact that Glenn was doing it all in a towel was made him particularly vulnerable.
I got a grenade! Back at you.
Okay, so for the majority of the movie, you wear a mask, right? But you still have managed to become very intimidating every time you appear on the screen. How do you convey such an emotion, intimidating presence, even though you're wearing a mask?
I don't know, you kind of look in the mirror and the costume does a lot of it. When you cover up your face, you're a mystery. No one sees where you're looking, no one knows what you're feeling, but they can project on you what they feel, you know, they feel you might be feeling. And it creates this ghost, this sense that Evan McCone could be around any corner, ready to kill you. On top of being a killer, he's a showman, you know, he's the face of the show. And so he's trying to exude this performative machismo, you know, this violence. Killers don't show their guns, but there he is, sitting there with his gun. You know, he wants people to feel comfortable, desensitized to the violence that they're taking in as entertainment.
Okay, so in Indonesia, we have this morning exercise called Senam SKJ. For this movie, obviously, there's a lot of action scenes. Do you have any like special routines every time you want to shoot?
One of the things I realized very early on is that your body is not used to taking the amount of abuse or like running at full speed for your life or falling off of things. I would just try to warm my body up, you know, and do little sprints in the morning and be as strong as possible. My training for this movie was really just to be a tank, make myself as bulletproof as possible.
Okay, Lee. Glenn mentioned that Edgar blend action and comedy in this movie and make it really great. How did that influence you to play the character of McCone?
That's absolutely what Edgar Wright's done, and he's done it time and again with the movies that he's made over the years. He figures out a way to create this thrilling, funny movie, and in this case, about some subjects that we could all reflect on a little bit, in contemporary worlds, because Stephen King wrote this in 1981, speculating about a 2025 that we're now living in. It's satire. Obviously, we don't live in a world where The Running Man is America's most popular game show. Thought-provoking in a way. And as far as playing McCone, he's the face of this popular show, the reality show on TV at the time, where they create villains out of normal people like Ben Richards, and then hunt them down, kill them in a spectacular way for the entertainment of the people. And it's anything but reality. It's surreal. The movie follows the reality of Ben Richards navigating that life, where McCone does not feel like the hero of the story. He feels like the terror. He feels like a monster. This ghost who's stalking Ben Richards, a cat playing with a mouse like it's toy.
One of the things that I am a big fan of, and also here in Indonesia, a lot of filmmakers and content creators are fan of, are your signature close-up and zoom stuff. Can you tell me how you create those moments, especially in this movie?
I don't know. There's something that kind of I started doing on Shaun of the Dead, because I wanted to have these like rhythmic transitions. Not difficult to do, but time consuming to do, because to get all the close-ups, you sort of need like a dedicated sort of camera just doing that. There's so many close-ups in this movie. So over time, they just start to accumulate, like that you could sort of spend whole days just doing sort of close-ups of things. I like starting a scene or ending a scene with like a close-up detail.
Yeah, there's a lot of like perfectly cut, like when it's gonna explode and then you just quick cut it to another scene. That's one of the things, right?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so as you can see in my background, the movie will be released on IMAX in Indonesia. Why do you think people should watch it in the biggest screen possible?
This movie was designed by some of the greatest minds in the film business. Edgar Wright put everything he had into every frame of this movie, and we shot all of this in a format that is really perfect for the biggest screen possible.
This is absolutely the kind of film you want to watch on an IMAX. It's a big story, and it's thrilling and exciting. So you definitely want that immersive experience of the IMAX.
I think it's great to kind of like, so it's such an immersive experience. Seeing like the story, several stories high, is really impressive and spectacular, and just a very immersive experience to just feel like you're completely within that world.
So I challenge everybody to go see this thing with great picture, great sound in the biggest screen you can see, and also just bring your friends. This movie is so fun to experience with a crowd. So bring everybody you know.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Do you have anything to say to people in Indonesia?
Hey Indonesia, I'm Glen Powell. Go see The Running Man.
I really hope you enjoy the movie.
Go see it.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. See you next time.
Asik kan videonya? Jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan komen ya. Sampai bertemu di video selanjutnya.